let's wait a couple of minutes for others to join. Please write in chat if you can hear me well, if you can see me well. And we will start in a couple of minutes. Okay, so let's start. Hello everyone, my name is Ksenia. I'm Chief Operating Officer of Soland, and today with me is my colleague Alison York, Program Director for Greece, and this will be the topic of our today's meeting. Let me introduce shortly our company. In Soland, we are doing three main things. One is real estate solutions. We are providing real estate services for obtaining properties overseas. Our main regions we are focusing in are Middle East, especially United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Oman, which is very popular right now. Also, we work in Southeast Asia markets, such as Thailand and Indonesia. And also, of course, we are focusing in European countries. This is Greece, Hungary, Spain, Portugal, Turkey, Montenegro, and etc. Our second big direction of our business is immigration services. And here we are working with all citizenship and residency programs, mainly by investment, but not only this. Also, we support different immigration statuses by business setup, for digital nomads, and other sources. So in case you have some question on that field, please let us know. And our third direction is business setup solutions. We are doing company incorporations mainly in United Arab Emirates, but also we have services in Montenegro and Hong Kong. And we understand that the businesses we are doing for our high net clients, and not only high net clients, is actually help them to expand their borders, to secure their future, to not to depend on some political or other circumstances, to be able to invest wise using all opportunities that the world can give them. And this can be Plan B, visa-free access to different jurisdictions, helping to work and develop their business interests, and tax planning, retirement planning, and so on. I already mentioned the markets we work in, so in case you have interest in one of these questions, please let us know. Our offices are located in four main cities. This is Dubai in UAE, this is Moscow in Russia, Istanbul in Turkey, and Tivat in Montenegro. And today we're going to speak about Greece. This is the country that we work with, where we work with real estate solutions, and also we work with residency by investment program there. And it has been a quite hype destination for us now, because Greece announced some changes. And when there is such an urgency, people maybe start feeling some pressure that they need to participate in one of the programs. They are not sure if that's the best solution for them or not. So here we are to talk about it once again, to talk about the real estate and the economical situation in Greece in general, to speak about the program, the process, to maybe even speak about some risks, and to decide, to explain to you whether it is really the best option for you, or maybe you need to look for something else. And here I want to give a word to Alison. She will introduce the country a little bit better, and then we will go one by one to the questions we discussed. Also, I encourage you to write comments, to write questions. If something is not clear or you want us to speak about one particular thing, let us know. Please, Alison, tell us why we are speaking about Greece. Why Greece?
Yeah, hello everyone once again. Thank you, Ksenia, for the introduction. And by the way, if you don't mind, let's first focus on European residency programs in general. Why we talk about them? What are the benefits of all European residency by investment programs? And if Greece is really the best option, we will come to the conclusion later. But just to compare at the beginning, what are the options that are currently available on the market? And yes, why we talk about Greece today. Yes, so European residency by investment programs give a certain amount of benefits for a family. First thing is obviously a right to live in the European Union all year round. It's a good and it's possible to add several family members to your application, usually including spouse, financially dependent children, and financially dependent parents. You will always have visa-free access to the European Union while you continue holding your residency. And depending on the program, you have a path to citizenship. So in some period of years, you can be eligible to apply for European passport. European residency also expands your way to new business opportunities, the availability to work with European banking institutions to open bank accounts and to establish new companies. And here we prepared for you a comparison table of all the programs that are available nowadays that you can obtain by investing money in the country. So here you can see Greece, Portugal, Spain Golden Visa that already announced that it's coming to an end, Hungarian residency program that is not launched yet, but is planning to be launched soon, Cyprus permanent residency program, and Malta permanent residency program. So I think it doesn't make sense to go into a lot of details here because it's quite a complicated table that we have, just because there are many requirements that can be important to each particular investor. And if you have a certain interest in any of other programs, we will be glad to contact you after the webinar and to compare the options that are currently available in the market.
Yes, thank you so much, Alison. And this is really important, and that is the reason we always start with general overview, because people might hear about residency, or maybe some friend of their family bought some property, made a residency, but they don't know what other options are available. They might have a feeling that there are many other programs on the table, but we are here to make it very clear that actually the amount of opportunities is really limited, and it is very easy to compare them. You can compare them by prices, and you can compare by investment offer. So for example, Greece and Spain offer you to invest in real estate, when Portugal and partly Hungary offers investment in venture funds. This is different. Some of the programs allow you to later on obtain citizenship. Not like that. Most of them allow you to obtain citizenship, but in most of the cases it is necessary to relocate, to pay taxes, and etc. So these are small factors which we need to compare, and it's important for our clients to understand clearly all the consequences, all the requirements, to be able to make a decision while knowing everything. So if you want to receive this whole comparison table, if you want us to prepare a comparison table with all the costs and different factors that priority for you, please write us here in the chat. We will contact you right after the webinar, and we will prepare a tailored comparison table for you. So, but now we're going to speak about Greece. As you might see, this is one of the cheapest program right now in European Union. It gives you residency for 5 years, for example, compared to Portugal or Spain when the period is less. And let's talk about it in more details. Why there is an urgency, what's the announced to change, how to participate in the current price, where to invest, and so on. So let's move forward if everything is clear.
Great. Yeah, let's move forward and let us start with giving a brief overview of the economic situation in Greece and real estate market. Because anyway, the program exists, and of course, it is a great benefit to obtain Greece Golden Visa for the whole family. But also, as for investors, it's necessary to understand what are the conditions in Greece and where are you investing and why is it really worth investing. So, starting with some general information about Greece. So, it's like a EU member country. It's a member of Schengen Union. The official currency of the country is euro, and the official language is Greek. But by the way, around 50% of the population speaks English as well. So, talking about the economic details, I think many people, when it comes to Greece, think about great debt crisis that happened in the 2008, and many people think like, is it really worth investing in this country? Maybe the economic condition is not very good right now there. But actually, according to the Economist, Greece was called top performing economy in 2023. So the numbers that the country is demonstrating are really positive, and the forecast is really good. So it even surpasses the Eurozone projected numbers, and we expect more and more great figures from this economy to show us in the future. So what are the economic drivers that we can consider when we talk about Greece? It's structural reforms, it's absorption of European funds, and great contribution from green energy that Greece is really paying attention to.
And sorry to interrupt you. I see some people are raising hands and putting a question mark, and I want to invite you to write your question in the chat. We will read it out and respond.
Yeah, for sure. And also, yeah, again, to mention about the drivers of growth of the economy. So it's tourism, and Greece is considered to be 7th most visited country in Europe and 16th most visited country in the world. So the trend towards tourism, towards the way how often people visit this country is really positive, and it influenced the real estate market as well, especially if we consider to buy the property to rent it out. Private consumption is another great contribution to the economic growth, and foreign direct investments. Paying slightly more attention to the tourism sector, we can also see that the figures that we see are even slightly below the numbers that were relevant before the pandemic. So Greece is only catching up with the pace that it has before the COVID times. And also, what are the growth factors here? The demand is quite high. And the hotel supply is improving, but it's still not enough for the amount of foreign visitors that comes to the country. So this influences the growth of the real estate market and also the potential of the tourism sector. Also, new investors are entering the market and new brands are coming to the market. And in general, the quality of the facilities that Greece provides to the investors is really getting better and better. Yeah, and just the last but not the least, speaking about real estate market and what are the incentives here, is that the supply, as I've already mentioned, is limited for like high quality properties, because Greece is located in a zone that is resistant to earthquakes. So it's really essential to invest right now in a real estate that has certain like quality standards and security standards, and we always make sure that the real estate that we offer to our investors corresponds with all these requirements. Also important to understand that the real estate investment activity remains active both at national and international level. So Greek residents themselves are the ones who really invest in the economy a lot. And also the highest trends were shown in the Athens and the Thessaloniki. So they demonstrated the biggest increases in prices.
let's now speak about the program in general, because I see there are some questions in our chat. One particular question about work permission for family members and for main applicant, and naturalization process, about recording. Yeah, I can answer about recording. We will have it, so stay tuned anyway. And for the other questions which relate to the program, we will respond. We will answer now. So let's consider the general rules how to get residency, and what options we have now and what we shall expect.
Yes, exactly. So I think we slightly covered the benefits of Greek economy and somehow proved that it's really worth investing. And now let's talk about the program itself. So right now, it's the most cost-effective golden visa program in Europe, especially taking into account that all the money that you invest is in real estate. So what are the main requirements? They're actually pretty simple. You need to invest 250,000 euros minimum in any real estate in the country. So you can invest in an open market, and that's a really attractive point, because I think if some people are aware of other investment programs, usually you can invest in only certain regions or in certain projects, but in Greece you can invest in an open market in any region and at any construction stage. No limitations on that. But Greece has, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that this really makes your investment secured. You are just the same story as if you are buying real estate just for your own needs, for your children, for your mother, for yourself in the future, or just to rent it out. You are normally choosing what you like based on your investment routine, like how you make decision, what type of properties you prefer. You go for secondary market, or you go for off plan. You want to buy a house near the sea, or you want something in a city center with good rental potential. So this is absolutely everything available for yourself, and based on information Alison was given regarding the local demand and local real estate deals. This is always a good factor that shows the liquidity of your investment and rental potential.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Ksenia. And adding to this, like, you do not need to choose from two projects that are available. You have the whole market on your hands. Yeah, but also it's necessary to mention that actually Greece has two investment thresholds. So 250,000 is for whole Greece, except for certain areas that are considered to be like more luxurious and more expensive. So in central Athens, Thessaloniki, in Mykonos and in Santorini, the investment threshold to get a golden visa is already 500,000 euros. And actually this increase happened last year only. So last year they made the first increase, and in a year they decided to increase it once again. And yeah, these are the changes that we are going to cover on the next slide. Just to mention right now is that what we already said, that it's a great benefit that your residency will be given for 5 years right away. So you don't need to extend it every 2 or every 1 year like in other programs. You can add family members to your application, so you can add your spouse, children under 21 years old, and parents from both sides. And what rights does this residency give to you? So you can live in Greece, you can travel across the Schengen region without any visas, and you can establish a company, and you can get access to educational and healthcare system.
Okay, Alison, let's answer one question. Let me find it regarding the work permit. So you can only open a company and run the business, but you don't have a work permission to be employed by the third party, right? Is it the same for the main applicant and for the family members?
Exactly, yeah, it is the same. The conditions are similar. You cannot be employed in any company in Greece with this golden visa, but you can establish your company and become a shareholder.
Okay, thank you so much. I also see a question regarding the the project to invest in. And please stay with us. We have a big section because it's an open market. We have almost 100 projects to invest in, and we selected good offers with where the documents are ready, and we will talk about it later. So please stay tuned. We will cover the program requirements, then locations, and then we will show you the projects.
Yes, so let's go to the most interesting parts, and this exactly explains why we are here and why it is right now the hottest, one of the hottest programs in the market. So Greece has officially announced the increase of its minimum investment threshold, and from being the most cost-effective program in Europe, it's going to become one of the most expensive ones. So Greece is going to increase its minimum investment amount up to 400,000 euros and 800,000 euros. The difference depends on the region where the real estate is located. So all the Athens, the Saloniki, and all big islands, but actually most of the islands, because as you can see, all the islands with a population over 3,000 residents, so it's almost nothing, will be up to 800,000 euros. And all the other areas will be still available for 400,000 euros. So
when does it came in force? So how much time we have?
Yeah, it was announced officially in April, and what Greece did is it gives us and the investors a certain gap where we can still apply for under current conditions, and that's actually what I want to pay your attention to. So by regulation tabled in Parliament, it's necessary to pay either the full price of the property or only a 10% deposit of the property to be available and eligible to apply for Golden Visa under current conditions. And the deadline is 1st of September. So once again, until 1st of September, it's necessary to either buy a property or just to pay 10% of the real estate price to be eligible for current investment threshold.
So is it correct that if we only deposit 25,000 euro as a 10% of 250,000 euro property, by end of August this year, we are safe to go on the current conditions?
Exactly. Yes. So we can even call it like it's kind of a payment plan. So it's not necessary to pay the whole amount at the very beginning. Yes, we can secure our spot for all the investors with just 25,000 euros. And we need to pay the rest until the end of the year. So the investor will have 4 months more to complete the payment. And still he will be eligible for current conditions.
Okay, this sounds good. And many investors, many clients think that the location, the areas that are currently suitable for 250,000 minimum are somewhere in the middle of nowhere, not interesting, and etc. I see we have a map here. It's Athens. Can you please comment on this map? Do we have here 250 zones or it's only 500?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for this question. So as you can see from the map, there are like a central area that is slightly darker and the rest is slightly lighter. And what we want to pay your attention to is 3 areas actually. It's the area Pirée, that is located on the seashore. It's a port area, and 2 areas that are located slightly higher, not on the seashore. It's Heracas and Glycanera. So if Piraeus is very attractive investment-wise because it's super close to the central Athens, it's just 10 minutes drive, I would say. It's near the sea. Then Heracas and Glycanera are considered to be more more elite, more residential areas. Only low-rise buildings are located there. All the private colleges are there, private schools and kindergartens. So a lot of green area and all the infrastructure is there. And it's also very close to the central area of Athens. So, and what is the main benefit of investing in these properties? Right now, they are eligible for 250,000 euros still, even though they're super close to the areas that already cost 500,000 euros. But starting from September, all this area that you see on the map will be available for 800,000 euros. So these areas that are very close to Athens right now and are eligible for 250,000 euros are going to increase up to 800,000 euros. So the increase will be really dramatic in prices.
So it's not like 250 should increase to 400 and 500 should increase to 800. These particular areas around Athens will jump up and increase not to 400 but to 800. So for now, this is really a great opportunity to secure investment and your 5-year residency for the whole of your family by purchasing projects 250 near Athens, and you can pay only 10% before end of August. So before we move to step-by-step and catalog of properties, let's maybe summarize all the benefits of Golden Visa in Greece to have them in mind.
Yes, exactly. So I also saw the question about the citizenship. So answering this, is it possible to get the citizenship in Greece? The answer is yes. However, it's necessary to fully relocate to the country and to spend there 7 years. And after this period of time, you can be eligible to apply for Greek citizenship by passing Greek language and Greek history exams and becoming a tax resident in the country.
Yeah, but it's also very natural for European countries. It's almost everywhere the same procedure. It is called naturalization, because you can get, it's really hard for you to get citizenship when there is not a specific program existing, like in Malta, for example. In Malta, you can get citizenship by donating 1 million or 3 million euro. In Greece, you are getting only residency, that is correct. But if you really relocate into the country, you are integrated to the society, you are going to a standard process of naturalization. After a certain period of time, when you live in the country, you can obtain your permanent residency, PR, and that actually allows you to exit any investment, and you don't have any obligations. You don't need to extend all the time your residency, which is temporary. And after your permanent residency, you can apply and become a citizen. It is absolutely the same in Spain, in Germany, in many, many other European countries. So there is no surprise. Is it possible to obtain citizenship? Yes, it is possible. Is it the easiest way, which will not require from you to relocate or something? No, it isn't. If your purpose is European passport, you should look for some alternatives. But if you want to get an easy residency, no headache about visas, all year round visa-free access to all European countries without any specific actions. If you need a residential address inside of European Union, if you need to include all your family members, if you don't want to invest in some venture funds or something, you want to go on real estate, open market, whatever you would like, Greece is really perfect choice.
Yes, exactly. So I think like Ksenia already covered all these benefits that we were considering. Only maybe I would like to add that you can either live whole year round in Greece, but actually you have no any requirements and obligation even to visit Greece. So you may actually not even appear in Greece and still hold your residency during 5 years. And after 5 years, you can extend it by still holding the property that you invest in. Yes, so I think we can cover briefly the step-by-step procedure before going to the real estate investment options. So pretty straightforward, and the main engagement of the investor is necessary at the initial stages when we select the property. So it's the main thing that we should take into account, and we are very ready to guide you through all the real estate market. We can guide all the process remotely, or we can meet with you in Greece if you plan a trip there. So after we choose a property and we are ready to move forward, it's necessary to do a power of attorney, so which can be also done remotely. No need to come to Greece if you don't want to. It can be done in your country at the notary or at the Greek consulate. When the power attorney is with us, with our lawyers in Greece, the steps that we are going to take is the obtention of the tax registration number for you. We will do all the thorough due diligence check of the exact unit that you invest money in. It's necessary to pay all the taxes that are applicable to the real estate transaction, and once everything is fine, we have no risks to continue the process, the final contract is signed, and we and you as an investor perform the final payment. Approximately, it's hard to say how long this process takes, because usually just the investors themselves are maybe like uncertain, indecisive, and wants to check as many options as possible. So it totally depends on the exact person, but like, let's say 1 month is something that we can consider, that it is possible to cover all the stages and go right away to the submission of your documents for the golden visa. So the submission itself also happens without a necessity to come to Greece. It's done remotely by our lawyers, and only one trip will be necessary for all the family members in the application to collect biometric data. So our lawyers will be in contact with you. We will schedule a convenient date for you to come. And also good point here is that it's not necessary for the investor to have a valid Schengen visa, because in order to come to collect this biometric data, you will have a blue certificate. So it's a so-called temporary visa that with which you can go into Greece only. So it's not possible to visit other countries, but for Greece you can come without any limitations. And yeah, the final stage is that the Greece golden visa is obtained by you and your family members, and the whole process takes around 5 to 7 months.
Alisa, can you please also advise what ages of children and parents are possible to add into application, and do they need to be financially dependent?
So according by the law, and the rules, it's said that they must be financially dependent. But actually, there are no any documents that we provide that really will be possible for the authorities to check that if the person is financially dependent or not. So this is quite flexible. Also for parents, it's necessary to say that parents from both sides can be added, which is a good point. And there are no any age limitations on the parents to be added in the application. However, for children, there is a certain limitation. Only children under 21-year-old can be added to the application, which is also quite a normal practice comparing with all the other programs, similar programs. So, for example, what is possible to do is also in Greece, they do not check the source of funds. So it's not necessary that the main investor is the person who holds the most of the money, because no one checks the documents of this. And in case when a family has a child who is older than 21, it's possible to make him or her the main applicant, and he or she will add the parents to the application.
Okay, yeah. This is good. So we also can recommend how to build it better to be able to include as many family members as you need. So if there are no questions about the process, about the program, let's move forward to the real estate offers. And before that, let's look on the map of all Greece. What are the main regions people normally invest, where it is more profitable, and where we have best offers?
Yeah, sure. So having a look at the map, we can pay attention right now at the 4 locations that you already mentioned. It's Athens, Thessaloniki, Mykonos, and Santorini, because these are the areas that already cost 500,000 euros. In Athens, there are certain areas that we already mentioned, and they are still eligible for 250,000 euros. So if we talk in general about the investment strategy that we can advise to a person who doesn't want maybe to have something for himself, just want a safe investment to have passive income in euro currency, and he doesn't want to have any like fluctuations of the renting amounts that he or she going to have, we advise to go for the Athens, because it's a capital city. And if we talk about investment in many other countries, the strategy is almost the same, because there are no any because in any resort area there are time limits. So because it can be the period where there are no people there, people do not visit because it's quite inhabited, and so then in summer, yeah, there is a boom, but then 9 or 7 months there is no one there. So in capital cities it doesn't happen normally. The growth can be even conservative, but it happens almost all the time. And also, if we talk about Athens, so what are the numbers and figures that we can consider? Residential properties by average increase in 10%, and the focus in some areas is to rise up to 12%. And also important to mention is that the prices are still below the debt crisis that happened in 2008. Normally, according to all the forecasts, the prices are set to rise up to 10-15% annually. And also, why it is worth investing in Greece and in Athens precisely? Because, for example, in Athens, the normal price per square meter right now is from 3,000 to 5,000 euros. When in Lisbon, it's around 6,000 euros per square meter. In Berlin, it's 8,000 euros per square meter. And Paris, London, it's more than 10, 12, 14,000 euros per square meter. So when we talk numbers, Athens seems to be a really place that is worth investing. I would suggest now to go further to the exact options that we have, and I would like to pay your attention to the fact that we really concentrate on these areas that are worth investing in our points of view that we mentioned you in the map before. So it's like this: Piraeus, Glycanera, and Heracles, the areas that are still eligible for 250,000 euros but are going to be increased up to 800,000 euros. The first project is located exactly in this area that is on the seashore. The project will be delivered in 2026, and it's quite actually all the projects in Greece are quite similar. So you cannot see there some huge buildings with like a skyscrapers or something. They are quite small, like very like this Greek Aegean style, and yeah, these are the exact options that we can consider, for example, in this complex. So 2-bedroom apartment can be bought for 279,000 euros, and it has a balcony, and it's actually a very nice option. And compared again to other European cities, having a 2-bedroom apartment in the under construction, newly built, high quality building is something that is really hard to find. Or for example, it's exactly the minimum investment amount, almost 255,000 euros, 1-bedroom, very safe investment to buy and to put it on a rent and not to care about the demand, because the area is nice, it's near the sea, and it's a capital city.
And actually, we now notice the main of the demand is actually going to Piraeus, especially for those investors who are looking not to overpay, who want just to rent it out, to go lower budget, 250. They don't want to go in the center city or something, because this is still related to Athens, and at the same time, it's in a coastal area and have offers for minimum budget. So this is like 3 in 1. That's why we have, I know, a little stock on this project, but still we have good availability for different requests. So I think this is the hottest offers right now. Pay attention to this. And if you want us to send all floor plans and different layouts of the apartments, text us. We will book the best offer for you.
Yes, Ksenia, actually, thank you for mentioning this, because really, as the price is going to increase, the market in Greece and in these areas are very dynamic. So, like, the developers, our partners, keep sending us updates. Like, our team there always tell us, like, this unit is booked, this unit is booked. So, like, it's really something that maybe not very expected from this Greek market, but just yet because of this price increase, the market is okay. It's not really crazy, but if you want to have something that is really attractive and worth investing, we would definitely advise you to start taking actions and at least to book something. That's so the strategy that we propose, to pay 10% deposit, to make sure that you have something that is really nice and that will generate you income within time. So talking about this project, for example, it's also located in Piraeus area. It's slightly more expensive because it's the project that is not let's say that it's slightly stand out from all the other projects, because it has personal gym and personal concierge service and lobby. So it's a high class of the building, and this is a kind of project that we have that has a rental guarantee. And also, if you are interested to buy something just for renting out, this type of project is what we can consider, because it's possible to sign a rental agreement for 5 years for a fixed income of 4% yearly, and 4% will be net. So you will not cover any expenses for furniture. Everything will be managed by the management company, or the furniture will be bought by them. And after 5 years, you can either extend or live there yourself, or rent it out yourself, whatever you want. But the offers that we have are really beneficial for those who just want to have something as close as possible to the minimum budget requirements, and just to put it on a rent and not to care about all these tenants and everything.
And is it possible in those projects with guaranteed rental income, is it possible not to take that offer and to use it by yourself, or send your relatives to use it, your children, and etc., or you must rent it out?
No, exactly. You do not need to like for sure sign this contract. You can do whatever you want. You can sign and give it to rent, or you can use it yourself. So whatever you wish. Just an additional option that you can consider.
Okay, and if after, let's say, a year or two, I decide that I don't need it for myself or for my family, I'm ready to rent it out, I can easily give it to management company that is operating this building, right?
Yes, exactly. So let's move forward. So this is a project that is located in these areas that I called better suitable for residential usage, that are located in the area with a lot of private colleges. I think you can already see from the picture that it is a low-rise building. So this is the typical feature of these areas. It's slightly more expensive just because of this elite style of the neighborhood, but the options that can be considered here are also very attractive. So 2-bedroom apartments can be bought for 330,000 euros.
And the delivery date is closer.
Yes, the delivery date is closer.
Yeah.
Right. kind of a similar option. It's cheaper, and actually, yeah, I think it's also because the delivery date is further. It's the year 2026, but yeah, it's also located in this great area, and it's a one-bedroom apartment that can be bought for 275,000 euros, and it even has a personal garden and parking space. Another
So
option
we have different offers for one-bedroom apartment, two-bedroom apartment, four-bedroom apartment, and in different areas of the city. Whatever our clients would prefer, we will be able to compare the prices, to compare the location, price per square meter, and recommend them best offer based on their requirements, correct?
Yes, correct. And also, so yeah, we're just trying to give you samples of the investment strategies that you can pursue. It's not obligatory to follow exactly this or that project. So these are just the examples that can be considered. And for example, this is kind of an alternative strategy, and also is very popular among the investors right now. So this is a project in Caracas, this area that is eligible for 250,000 euros. And apart from the fact that it is eligible for 250, it's also eligible for several families to buy one property and to submit their file together for the golden visa. So, and this is the offer that we have here exactly. So for 500,000 euros, you can buy it's kind of a villa, like townhouse with 3-bedroom, with several floors, with a garden, with a pool. And you can, with this purchase, either two families can apply for golden visa, or maybe like if a family has two elder children, so it's possible to buy this villa for two elder children, and each of them can apply for golden visa. So it's also an option that can be considered.
Or those children can add their parents as a dependent, or you can apply with your family, and if you have brother or sister, you can invite to split together to buy this project 50-50 and apply both of your families for golden visa, your parents, your sibling parents, his wife parents, and so on. So, and you may have this nice, amazing townhouse in essence of Greece, and have your plan B, your residency, and all other benefits.
Yes, right. And actually, this flexibility is something that gives us another advantage to this Greek Golden Visa program, because if we look at the requirements of many other programs, it's not possible to be that flexible. And in Greece, for now, it's still possible, like until September at least. So here we also have several projects, because initially when just this boom has started, all the requests were for apartments, 250,000 euros, as close as possible to the minimum budget requirement. But when the investors started to explore the market more, we started to get more and more inquiries for something for personal usage, because really the supply is not enough, and the high quality buildings, high quality villas is something that is a scarce resource right now in Athens and in Greece in general. So if you want to consider something like this, either for personal usage or for renting out, we here also have several examples. And and if you have any specific requirements that you are looking for in your real estate, we are very welcome and ready to find something that will be suitable exactly for you.
Yeah, those villas look amazing.
Yes. Yes, but also as an alternative, what I mentioned previously is that it's possible to find something, for example, like this. It's a project in Peristeri area. It is slightly further from the area that is close to central Athens, but it's still within 15-17 minutes drive from the like main square of Athens. And here it's possible to buy something for exactly 250,000 euros, and it will be the building that is fully renovated in a very modern building, fully furnished with all electrical appliances, and it's also possible to give it under rental management. And yeah, this is something that we can consider if we do not want to increase our budget and just to secure Greece Golden Visa for our family. And another option of that kind, yeah, we really have many things that can be considered by the investors, I think, and depending on your investment strategy, we will guide you what will be more beneficial to you. But here is something that is not in the Athens themselves, but in Patra. It's a university city where 2 universities are located, and here it's also possible to buy a studio or an apartment for 250,000 euros exactly, and to give it under management with the operator lease. So this is something that is not eligible to be used for personal usage. It's only for generating rent. And as you can see from the slide, for 5 years the rental income will be fixed, and then after 6 years you will get the returns depending on the market performance. Yeah, and it's a very common strategy right now in Europe in general to have this kind of neighborhoods where students live together, and in Greece it's something that is not yet very common comparing to Portugal, for example. So this new concepts are entering the Greek market, and of course it will influence the real estate performance in general. So also good investment strategies that can be considered by the investors. So the 2 options that are left is also something that we want to show you that were offered for the clients who are looking for something for themselves. If you want to have something on the islands, if you want to have something in a certain area, we can help you to find something. And so, for example, this is the villa in one of the islands in Naxos that is already delivered, and the cost is 500,000 euros. So it's a complex of several villas that is very close to the seashore with their own swimming pools. And also, if you want to have something like super luxurious, like from the movies about Greece, from these Santorini and Mykonos islands where all the buildings are white and just all this color palette is just white and blue, it's also possible to find something. So for example, like this villa in Mykonos that costs 2 million euros. And
but for 2 million euros, we can actually submit 4 applications for that villa. And if we speak about resort areas, villas in Europe and in Mediterranean areas, this is really not that expensive, because we can compare to Bodrum prices in Turkey. We can compare to France. We cannot even compare to France, let's do like that. But Montenegro, Turkey, Italy, France, those types of elite properties are normally, let's say, 3 times more expensive. And Mykonos, everyone knows what a huge demand there is for holiday homes during the season. And whoever tried to book Airbnb, a villa for your friends for 1 week, for 2 weeks, you know that you can like easily calculate ROI for that type of villas, even if it's totally empty during winter. For the 5 seasonal months, you can calculate the returns by renting it out as holiday homes, or you can benefit by using it yourself the whole summer. The best time to spend in Mykonos is, and you can buy it with 4 of your friends, brothers, or relatives, and have 4 applications for Golden Visa. So use a chance if that's something that you feel might suit you. This is one example. We have some other offers in Mykonos and in other islands in Greece as well. I'm sure this is an option that you use. You will never regret. You will only, forget about visa problems, about other things. Plus, you will enjoy the vibe. You will have your property, your assets are protected. Money are in the asset is always a good idea, and you can rent it out anytime or you can use it yourself. So if you like this idea, just text us. We will send you more offers and we will facilitate the whole process for you and your families.
Yes, so I think we covered all the things that we wanted to mention today. So I think we were very clear why it's a time right now to invest in Greece, why it's time to take actions because the most cost-effective program are going to increase its prices, what are the offers, and why comparing to many other European by investment programs or citizenship by investment programs, Greece really provides a wide range of opportunities, and real estate market is showing really good and positive numbers, and it's quite worth investing and securing your family's future by obtaining golden visa in Europe.
Super, amazing. Thank you so much, Alison. Thank you so much, our attendees. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your time. If you want us to give you a consultancy, to show you, to open the map, to show you the locations, show you properties, to recommend you how to better apply, what you should need to consider, please contact us, put a plus or contact us separately. We will be happy to be with you in this journey and choose you the best project in Greece and help you to receive your residency. I wish you everyone a good day. Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you everyone for watching.